As he filmed it.
Just sneak peek on play. Oh, okay, got him.
It's a changing room.
The paparazzi. Paparazzi is here. Hey everyone, it's Michael from Chess Lifestyle, and today you're in for something very special. So, as you well know, since the lockdown and the release of the Queen's Gambit, there's obviously been a chess boom, and I have two friends from school who I'm hanging out with today, and they have been having this super death match that has gone on for I guess a couple weeks, and the score is now 10-9 to my friend Hussein against my friend Imad. So we're going to have a potentially concluding match in around 10 minutes. The hype is unbelievable. The atmosphere is buzzing. Rumors has it that Chess24 is around the corner ready to interview the players, but of course Chess Lifestyle gets first access. So yeah, welcome the players. Hello Hussein. So welcome to this final round. How are you feeling going into the match 10-9 up against your rival Imad?
You know what, it's been quite a hard long tournament really, and there's been a lot of pressure. You know, in the early days I was 5-1 up and he managed to bring it back, but you know, I'm feeling quite confident today, and hopefully with, you know, the atmosphere around, the fans everywhere singing the Liquidator, you know, all the tunes are coming out. I'm really pumped up for this and we can win it.
That's wonderful to hear. I love your enthusiasm. What kind of opening are you thinking of going for today? Like, you said that you've tried all kinds of weapons against Imad and he just seems to be prepared for everything. What do you have in store?
You know, I've tried E4, D4, but I think I'm going to hit him with something special.
Oh, a surprise weapon. We always love to see them. Like, the fans go wild when they see something like that. Yeah, thank you so much for your time and good luck in the round. So Imad, the series finale is coming up with Hussein at match point 10-9. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I feel like 10-9 down, but you know, I was 9-7 up, so he's got 3 in a row, but you know, just one game and get him back to 10-0 and then...
Exactly, one game can change it all. What is your mentality going in towards the game? Like, are you going to play super aggressive? Are you going to try and be more defensive? What is your mindset?
I'm going to stay back a bit actually, because I know Hussein has this tendency on move 62. Every game, he makes a really big blunder. So that's when I capitalize. And you know, this is how it's going. He's like the ace of spades, then out of nowhere, Joker comes out.
Damn, look at... Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Imad, for that talk, and I wish you the best of luck in this face-off with Hussein.
Thank you so much, thank you so much.
No worries.
Oh, I got one again. You gave it to me, The big pieces, right?
I thought you look at one side more. Alright, that's white.
Oh! Oh!
Oh, I got this annoying one. No, this is how I'm gonna lose. I was gonna... Well, the video's a bit awkward.
Yeah. Hussein's interview was talking all about like his white openings.
Oh.
You're not finding it too hot?
We've always had the clock this side.
Other side, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't actually mind it being that side, even though it's
yeah, I mean, normally black chooses the side. And it's on the black side, right hand.
Sure,
Let's do it. You're 10-9 up because of this side. You doing this is gonna mess with your psychology.
I was also 9-7 down because of that side.
True. But then recent.
Imad, Hussein, please. Elbow bump.
I feel like I'm gonna eat
The
it.
arbiter will start.
Gotta get the elbow on camera. Is it starting the camera?
Right, so I made the unhealthy decision to stay up till 2 AM to film the rest of this video instead of going to sleep, but it is what it is. So, yeah, let's start from the position with e4, e5, knight f3, and we see Imad's opening novelty. It's probably not a novelty, but surprise with bishop c5. And you might be thinking, you know, surely Hussein can just grab that pawn on e5. Black has not bothered to defend it. And the answer is yes, Hussein should have just taken the pawn. He would have been a pawn up and probably give himself extremely great winning chances from move 3 in the game. What he was probably afraid of was this queen f6 move. Sure, this is like slightly scary, something like this. But, you know, there's nothing really to be afraid of, just simply knight f3 back, and black is nothing. I mean, you're going to follow up with d4, and yeah, have a big center, be a pawn up. Black has got his queen out way too early, so all in all, white's doing pretty well here. But instead, Hussein whipped out d4 very quickly, and we got this trade in the center, and now we have this unusual position where it's kind of like a scotch, but there's no knight on c6. So I'm not a big e5, e4 player myself, so I don't really know the theory in this, but I think c3 is a normal move in that knight c6 line. But yeah, we now have knight c6, so I think it's somehow transposed to a scotch, a mainline scotch, and yeah, here we have the move b4. I'm not really sure how I feel about this move. I feel like maybe there's some kind of weaknesses on this long diagonal. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, so black retreats, and white continues his development. Black develops. So far, you know, pretty good principle played from both of them. Like, you know, there's a lot on the line, so they're not going to be playing ridiculous moves every move. But yeah, so white finishes developing his final minor piece. And by minor pieces, I mean knights and bishops. Black castles. And here, I would much prefer white to have castled at this point, just to complete his opening development, just get his king safe. Instead, Hussein played, Imad played knight to c4, which is not a bad move, bringing the piece to the center. And here we start to see a nice idea from Hussein, which is a6, bishop a4, and bishop a7. So if you like, pause the video here and try and find what was Hussein's plan with bishop a7. So, well done if you found the idea. The idea in this position is to simply go b5 and fork these two pieces. And black would simply be a piece for a pawn up here. Unfortunately, Imad did not spot the move and played queen d2. But unfortunately, Hussein was seeing ghosts and for some reason thought that b5 was not working right now and instead played bishop d7. So clearly you can see a high caliber game taking place right now. So bishop d7 was played, giving Imad a chance to save his piece on either a4 or b4, but instead Imad continued with castling, completely oblivious to the threat, and this time Hussein saw it. So b5 was played. Now, okay, I'm gonna keep going with the game. So here, at this point, Imad took a knight, traded off a piece, knight takes back, and played a nice move e5. Now in this position, Hussein played queen g6 with the idea that there's some kind of threats against white's king, and we're still maintaining this fork. So at this point, Hussein was feeling very impressed with his position. But here, Imad found the best move in the position and a shocking realization to Hussein. So again, if you would like to pause the video and try find the best move here. So, well done if you found the killer move. Bishop c2 really deserves an exclamation mark. You are firstly getting out of this fork, and secondly attacking the queen. So black is unable to take the knight and is forced to do something about the queen. Now, what I wanted to comment on was in this position, like a couple moves earlier when Imad played the move e5, Hussein placed the queen on g6, but instead, if Hussein had placed the queen on e6, then there would have been no discovery, and black would indeed be up a piece and be winning the position. If we then go back 2 moves earlier, actually at this point after b5, if Imad had played the immediate 14 e5, after d takes e5, bishop g5, which is very similar to what happened in the game, we now see that actually the queen has no squares, because by keeping this knight on the board, we're controlling this e6 escape square, and now, now the only move that black can play is queen g6, and again we have this bishop c2 move. So it really shows that when you have an idea in chess, it really makes a difference, the move order, the slight differences in position, like how this e5 move is working in this position, followed with bishop g5, compared to if you played knight c6 first and now e5, now black has the resource of queen e6. So it just shows how important move orders can be. So anyway, at this point, Imad played the shocking bishop c2, Hussein saved the queen, here white traded a piece because why not, and then retreated the knight. So this was actually very nice, a really nice touch of class from Imad with his bishop a7, because it gave him a square for his knight to retreat to in the center, staying super active. So really nice set of moves there. At this point, black took the pawn in the center. I believe knight takes was better, but this looks human enough. And here, bishop f5 was played. Now, black has just blundered an advantage with this idea and is clearly on some level of tilt right now. And at this point, you see another shocking move, bishop f5, coming in, threatening to win this piece. And at this point, if you lose the piece, you're basically busted. You're a piece down and you're really struggling. So at this point, you should have a deep think of how to save this position. I think Hussein did think for a while, but not long enough. And really, there is actually a way to save the piece with one move. So for the final time, well actually, maybe not final time, but if you'd like to pause the video and try and find out the only drawing resource in this position, or surviving resource. Okay, well, congrats if you found the move queen d6. It looks like it shouldn't work because the bishop is still attacking this bishop and the queen is as well. So you might think, okay, queen takes queen. And now I'm going to take this bishop and win the bishop, but actually no you don't, because the rook has now been discovered onto the defense of the bishop since the pawn has now moved. So, in fact, queen d6 was the only move, and instead Hussein played the unfortunate queen e7. And now, after queen takes d7, really good idea as well to capture with the queen instead of the bishop. With the bishop, you maybe allow some kind of pins on your queen, which is just not ideal. I'm not 100% sure on the evaluation there, but it's just needless complications. Like, you'd much rather try and exchange queens as if possible, and here probably Hussein is forced to trade the queens. Trying to run away with the queen is gonna hang this knight. So at this point, after the trade of queens, we see that black is a piece down, and Imad played quite well to convert the position. Maybe gets quite fortunate here because he actually blundered a rook for two pieces, or blundered two pieces for a rook, but in actual fact, since the white rook is extremely active on this square, it is complete compensation for the two pieces. Here, we had a funny moment at this point, and I will zoom into Hussein's reaction at this point, but basically, Hussein picked up the rook, as you can see in the video, hovered over where to place it, because he suddenly realized that white has a huge threat in this position. And that is simply just rook to c8, giving checkmate in two moves. But even in that situation, as soon as you spot your mistake, you should just play the move. Play it as calmly as possible. Have a poker face. Of course, it's extremely hard to do, and even with all this commotion, the hilarious thing is that Imad didn't even spot the win. And yeah, played this rook c1, and Hussein drew a huge sigh of relief, played f6, and the game continued. But here, again, there was some nice technique from Imad. I liked how Hussein tried to create some counterplay by pushing his pawns to try and attack the king, but unfortunately Imad knew what he was doing as well, and pushing this a4 pawn was a really great strategy. After all, passed pawns should be pushed. If you have a passed pawn, push it all the way, make a queen, and it will make your life a lot easier. And I will speed through the rest of the game because there's not too much to see here. White did a great job of harassing that knight, forcing it into sacrificing, and here, with careful play, White managed to convert the position. I think I stopped notating here because the players were playing a bit faster, but the game is decided, and simply I think after rook check, rook here, take the pawn, there's really nothing going on here for black, and yeah, White went on to checkmate. So really interesting game. The match is now tied at 10-10. Probably 2 clear points to decide who will be the winner of Hussein and Imad's flat. But yeah, very exciting game overall. And here is the interview between the players post-match. So hope you enjoy that.
Okay, so it was very tight fought game there. Yeah, it was great to watch. Some back and forth moments indeed. And yeah, Hussein, firstly for you, like, where do you think the moment changed in the game? Like, I'm sure you felt confident at one stage, but...
Yeah, so it's a common theme in this series, what's happened. Basically, I have the upper edge, so I have like an advantage or a move I make. But then he always manages to find a way out of it, and what can you do, you know? Like, I had it when I made that pawn move there, and then I
B5
walked both the bishop and the knight, but then I made a silly move of the queen, which allowed his bishop to go back.
Exactly, Corona has ruined many people's hopes and dreams. But Imad, not your hopes and dreams. Today was your day, so would you like to elaborate on how you felt during the match?
Yeah, to be honest, once he made that move, was it b5?
Yes.
The pawn b5 move, I thought I was done. But then I realized, you know, as he said himself, this has been a common feature of our thing, you know, 10 games I've managed to win just through his blunders, you know, no quality of my own, just his blunders, and that's how, you know, we are where we are. But, you know, Hussein, I'm sure, you know, next 2 matches, I'm sure you have me.
I just need some consistency right now.
I think that is the...
You know, I'm looking like Everton right now, you know, winning games on the bounce and dropping points, you know, I just really need to, you know, just hammer in and...
It's just about getting your head in the game. I think once you get on top with a move like that, you just gotta keep that.
Yeah.
Because there was you know, just a weak queen move, and that changed the game. And
yeah,
that was my bishop.
I think the key thing was, when I moved the queen, you were probably looking, how can I attack his queen?
With either of those pieces.
Yeah,
and
once you had that, I couldn't capitalize on that.
Yeah, I mean, you were the one who opened the door. But to be fair, it was a close game, I think.
It's not a nice move at all.
Yeah, and I mean, Queen G6 is a very easy blunder to make. You know, you've got your own plan, and you just take your eye off the ball about that tactic. Yeah. I have a question for Imad. In that moment where Hussein blundered mate in 1, and you saw Hussein's reaction, like, what was going through your head at that point? Like, did you not feel like this reaction from Hussein was strange? Like, would it not make you think harder out of position? Why is he making these sounds?
If I was a slightly better player, I would have thought of this.
Okay.
But also, I would have also had in my mind, before that move was made, that as soon as that rook gets touched, I've got mate. But that just didn't go through my head at all. But the thing is, once he made that move, once he was like shivering over it, I wasn't sure because I thought he was just deciding which rank to put it on.
Yeah, you could see my face in the video when I made that move. I knew he had it, but then he moved his rook away. You know, it's a worse miss than Sterling into Lyon. That's what that was. So it was but I can't really speak since he had the advantage at that point.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for giving me your time on Chess Lifestyle, and hope to see you guys here again.
Subscribe to Chess Lifestyle. Click the button on the bottom right.
And I remember the bell. Click
the bell. There we go. Legends.
I just want to make one last comment before we
Of course.
I just want to give a big thanks to 3 UK's fastest 4G network and the team with Sue. It's been a lovely tournament. It's a fantastic organisation, so I'm really looking forward to the finale today.
That is great, and we do love to see our sponsors putting it out there for our fellow chess players. So thank you for that, Hussein, and see you after the game.